Hey everyone, hope you're well. What price would you pay for a motorcycle on the understanding that if it got stolen, you wouldn't bother claiming through the insurance? Let me just repeat that. What price would you pay for a motorcycle where if it got stolen, you wouldn't bother going to the insurance company to claim the money back? Could be £500, £1,000. That's what we're talking about today. Okay, let's get on the motorbike. The Triumph Tiger 800. I've been watching a channel called St. Christopher of Atlantis, and there's also a sub-channel called Biker of Atlantis with Andy and Claire. Andy had a Royal Enfield stolen earlier this year, and he is now trying to reinsure his camper van, which has gone from £570 to something like £940. I'll put a link in the description to that video, and also to the channel Biker of Atlantis, so you can have a good look at their stuff. It's really good stuff. He's a new rider, all that good stuff. But because the motorcycle, his Royal Enfield, was stolen earlier this year, the cost of his premium for insurance for his camper van has doubled in effect, and there are various stipulations based on technology that needs to be applied. And basically, instead of paying £570 for the insurance, he's going to have to pay out this year some £1,700, and then his motorcycle insurance will then come up for a renewal. So, you know, this is going to escalate and escalate. Let's go for a ride and talk about what I'm talking about. Oh, let's put this down. If you're thinking about a camera for Christmas, you might want to try the DJI Nano. There's a link in the description. It takes you to Amazon. You can always go and buy one, but it's up to you. Right. Let's get this little girl fired up. I'm not riding the bike as much as I should, but let's take it out for a spin. So, quick recap. I remember in the 1990s, must have been the 1990s, I had a bike stolen, visor down. And it was that expensive, the renewal the following year, after claiming for it, that I had to stop riding for a couple of years on the road, and subsequently waited for the premium to come back down. Let's just open this. In fact, let's just have it open. Let's see what it sounds like open. Oh, it's a cold day. Got my heated jacket on. So, the question here is, if you were using a daily bike to get to work and back, at what price of the purchase price of that bike would you not bother claiming on the insurance if the bike got stolen? Because you know that your insurance premiums will go sky high if you do claim on the insurance. And ultimately, over a period of 3 years, 4 years, you will ultimately end up paying the money back to the insurance fraternity of what you claimed from that theft of your motorcycle. So, let's talk about me. If I was... Oh, it's a bit chilly on the face. I'm going to have to put my visor down. Oh, goodness. So, if I was going to buy a bike to get to work and back, and parking it in not so safe areas, yeah, and that the chance of theft could be higher than what I would be happy with another expensive motorcycle, what would I spend on a motorcycle to get myself to work and back on the understanding that I do have a simple toolkit and that I can look after the bike myself to keep it running. Yeah. Now I know I've spoken in the past about always making sure there's service history, but if you're spending, let's say, 500 or £1,000 on a motorcycle, I suppose it's reasonable to expect that it hasn't got full service history. Yes, I'm just saying. I'm trying to be realistic. So if I was going to work and back on a motorcycle where I wouldn't be too bothered if it got stolen, I would probably spend between £500 and £1,000. And if it did get stolen, I would not bother telling the insurance company. I'd inform the police, of course, but I wouldn't bother claiming on the insurance, and I'd just go and buy another £500 bike. Do you get the picture? I hope I'm explaining myself reasonably well. So if that was your scenario, how much would you pay? How much would you be able to lose and not claim on the insurance for theft? Now, what I want you to do is go and have a look at that. That video from St. Christopher of Atlantis, and listen to their story of the camper van insurance and how it's risen and the conditions that the insurance company applied to insure his camper van from December 2025. And the astronomical costs it was going to be. Now it looks like Andy and Claire, who are the presenters of the channel, lovely people, are going to pay this money out for their camper van, and that's fine. That's fine. But it just goes to show you, if you claim on your insurance like I did in the past, it can rise astronomically, where you are paying higher premiums for something that was not necessarily your fault. Oh, excuse me for sniffing. It's absolutely freezing and I'm out here riding a motorcycle for your enjoyment. So in that case, I would appreciate if you subscribed and give the video a like if it meant something to you. Don't forget to comment on how much you would spend on a bike where you wouldn't bother claiming the insurance if it got stolen. 500, 1,000, £2,000, £3,000? Dunno. You tell me. £250? Not sure. But it's just an interesting scenario, isn't it? I would probably pay £500. I'd probably get a cheap bike, maybe an old bike for £500 that had been sat in a garage for 2 years, and take it from there. They were lovely. Now the risk of theft with motorcycles, especially if you're a daily user, is phenomenal. And have you had your bike stolen? You tell me. Did you claim on the insurance? And the next premium, the next year's worth of insurance, did it rise for the similar bike? Mine doubled in 1993, 94, I think, I can't remember. And it was that expensive that I thought, no, I'm not paying that. I'm not paying it, and left it and left riding on the road for a couple of years. There we are, there's a puppy dog. Morning! What a beautiful dog. And well trained. Unlike Susie, she just runs around all over the place. Have you had a motorcycle stolen and not bothered claiming through the insurance because it wasn't worth it, so that you could retain your no claims bonus, your no claims discount? Yeah? Have you done that in the past? I mean, we're one of the few, in the UK, we're one of the few countries that has this no claims discount approach. Yeah. From the countries I've been to, they don't seem to have this approach where you build up a no claims discount. You know, it's just one of those things. But you tell me how much you would pay for a bike where you wouldn't bother claiming on the insurance. There we are, Market Drayton Mowers. Everybody waves here. Everybody smiles. Right, I'm going to come to the end and hope you enjoyed it. And you tell me your thoughts. And don't forget to go and have a look at St. Christopher of Atlantis in the description. I'll link directly to that video where they're explaining the costs associated to the camper van based on the theft of their Royal Enfield motorcycle. Yeah? Let's wait for this tractor to come up. I'll leave it at that. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Give it a like if you would, and I'll see you very soon. Ride safely. Tell me what your thoughts are. There we are. See you soon. Bye bye.